Good afternoon to all of you. Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Am I clearly visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks for reply. Yes. 48 students have joined for this meeting. Let's wait for a few seconds and then we will start. Some of the students are still joining. Only 49 students have joined and the strength is 63. So today, why so much absenteeism? Is there any reason for that? Okay, let them join. We'll start with the lecture. So we were discussing in the last lecture, yesterday's lecture, about the supporting verbs which we use for the pronouns or subjects. Okay, I'm sharing the screen. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the chart of supporting and main verbs, and we have already discussed about the simple present simple tenses denoting the facts. Okay, then we also have discussed about the simple tenses which show the ownership or possession. Okay, we will just take a quick recap of that, but before that I want to ask something. How was your ISE? Yesterday's ISE?
Easy, sir.
Easy होती ना? Yes.
Yes.
Whatever we have conducted in the classes, that is only for that ISE. We took that content as the ISE, and questions also were from the whatever we have conducted in the lecture. Okay. And there were 5 questions and each carrying 5 marks. In the first question, I think it was the filling the blanks with articles. So it was easy question. Then complete the table of personal pronouns. I have already also told you that there will be question from personal pronoun also. Then rewrite using correct form of verb. So you can use any appropriate tense for rewriting that verb or correct form of that verb. That also we have conducted. And suffixes and prefixes, you have to give 2 examples of suffixes and prefix, 2 examples of each suffix, okay, and each prefix. So that was your first ISE. So hope that all of you have done well in that ISE, performed well in that ISE, and hope for your success in that ISE. And let's move towards the our chart. Okay, let's see. In the yesterday's lecture we have discussed about the supporting verbs. So for the simple tenses, generally what happen in the simple tenses, we use those tenses, that is simple tenses, for showing the facts. Okay, we use simple tenses for showing the facts or denoting the facts, either that facts are in the present form, that or present time, either that facts are in the past time, or that might be the facts in the future time. Okay, so whatever the facts, we generally denote them, or we generally use the simple tenses for showing those facts. Okay, so simple tenses are used for denoting facts or realities. It might be present tense, might be past tense, or might be future tense. Okay, so all of these either denote, or we can say that they denote or show the facts in the present, past, and future. So this we have uh, uh, studied in the last lecture. We have also discussed that when to use am, or for which subject or pronoun we can use am, for which subjects or where to use is and where to use are. So am is used for I, is for he, she, it, someone, somebody, and are is for plural nouns or plural pronouns. That is we, you, they, all, these, those. This we have understood. And also we have seen that the structure for denoting the facts or realities in the present, we use the structure, and that is subject plus am or is or are. Just a minute. Yes, I have started recording. Yes. So subject plus am, is, are, plus noun or adjective for denoting the facts and realities. We use this structure. For denoting the facts in the past tense, we use the structure subject plus was or were plus noun or adjective. This is the structure. Means I, if I'm talking about myself, I was student. So student is what? Noun. Okay. I was student before 5 years. Okay. So here we use noun or adjective. Okay. We use noun or adjective for showing the realities or for showing the facts in the past tense. Okay. So subject plus was or were plus noun. Now I'm a teacher, and for showing the realities or facts in the present, what shall I say? I will say that I am a teacher. So teacher is also noun. Okay. So it shows the reality, or it shows the fact in the present tense. Okay. Now I am a teacher, but before 5 years, I was a student. Okay. So I am a teacher. This shows the fact in the present. I was a teacher. This shows the fact or really. I was a student. This shows the fact or reality in the past. Okay. And when to use was is used for the singular nouns or singular pronouns. Okay. I, we, I, he, she, it. Okay. Someone, somebody, everyone, everybody. Okay. These are the singular pronouns and singular nouns, and for them we use was. And where is used for we, you, they. Okay. All, these, and those. Some, many. Okay. So this is the use of was and were. So what about future tense, or if we are talking about the assumed facts or assumed reality in the future tense, then we can use the structure like subject plus shall be or will be plus noun or adjective. Okay, so this is the sentence structure we can use for denoting the fact or reality in the future tense or future time. This is mainly the assumed reality. आपण काय करतो तर assume करतो. Okay, this is mainly the assumed reality. So subject plus shall be or will be. We can use this sentence structure. So one of the sentence I can tell you that if I'm talking about myself, I shall be, if means in future I want to become a chief minister or I want to become a industrialist. Okay, so I will say that I shall be a chief minister. I shall be a chief minister in future. मी काय करेन तर chief minister असेन in future. Okay, you can take chief minister, you can take teacher, you can take employee. Okay, so any noun you can take, or you can take it take their adjective also. Okay, so that's why for assumed realities in the future tense we use this sentence structure or this type of structure of the verb. Okay, so and when to use shall be and when to use will be. Shall be is only used after I and we. Okay, I after I and we have to use shall be, and will be is used after you, he, she, it, they, someone, somebody, no one, nobody, this, that. Okay, so these are the some of the information about when to use shall be and when to use will be. So this also we have seen in the last lecture. We have discussed about the possession for denoting the possession or for denoting the ownership or for showing the ownership or possession, what to use, what type of verbs we have to use. That also we have seen in the last lecture. Okay, so for denoting the possession on ownership in the present tense, okay, or in the present time, we have to use have or has. आपल्याला have किंवा has चा यूज करावा लागतो for denoting the possession or ownership. आपली मालकी असेल किंवा आपलं possession ताबा असेल तो दर्शवण्यासाठी आपण काय करतो have किंवा has चा यूज करतो. So have and has, both of these auxiliary verbs, primary auxiliary verbs, we use them for denoting or for showing the possession or ownership in the present tense. Present tense मधले possession दाखवण्यासाठी किंवा ownership दाखवण्यासाठी आपण काय करतो तर have किंवा has चा यूज करतो. Okay, and have, when to use have is used after plural subjects, except one of the exception is there after only I. Okay, I is the only exception, though I is the singular pronoun, okay, or singular subject, we have to use have after that. Okay, and for the plural all the plural subjects or all the plural pronouns, we use have. Okay, and for singular subjects or singular pronouns, we use has as the auxiliary verb. तर have आपण वापरतो प्लुरल नंतर, प्लुरल सब्जेक्ट असेल, प्लुरल प्रोनाउन असेल त्याच्यानंतर. And has is used after third person singular, that is he, she, it, this, that. Okay, then someone, somebody, no one, nobody. So this is the present verbs that we have or has, present auxiliary verbs or present primary auxiliary verbs for showing the possession in the present. We use them. Okay, so and the structure, okay, the sentence structure for formation of the sentences in the present for showing the ownership or possession, the sentence structure is subject plus have or has plus noun or noun phrase. Here we are not using adjective. Okay, we are not using adjectives. We have to use noun or noun phrase. Okay, so this is the somewhat change from the first chart to the second chart. हा झाला change आहे. Okay, subject plus have or has plus subject plus have or has plus noun or noun phrase. Okay, so this is the sentence structure, which with this sentence structure we can form the sentences in the present tense or present time for showing or denoting the ownership or possession. For example, the examples that we have seen are I have car, I have car. Okay, I have car, you have car, we have car. And if we are talking about the third person singular pronoun, he, she, it, someone, somebody, then we have to use has. Okay, so have and has, there is difference between them. Okay, so for plural subjects except I, we use have for all the plural subjects, and for all the singular subjects we have to use has. Okay, so I have car or I have Lamborghini. Take an example of specific car. Okay, or Audi. I have Audi or I have Lamborghini. You have Lamborghini, you have Audi, or you have Mercedes. Okay, so it shows the possession. Have is the word which shows the possession or ownership. Okay, so this is the word, or this is the supporting word which show the possession of anything or any object, or it shows the ownership. Okay, so for showing the ownership in present we use have or has plus noun or noun phrase. Then had, talking about had, we have seen that had is used for showing the possession or ownership in the past tense. Okay, for showing the ownership or possession in the past tense we use had. Okay, so and had is used for all the subjects. कुठल्याही सब्जेक्ट पुढे आपण had चा यूज करू शकतो. ओके, so the subjects I, we, you, he, she, it, they, someone, somebody, no one, nobody, everyone, everybody, this, that, these, those, all, a few, many, some. Okay, so these are the subjects. After that we can use had. So all the subject text all the subjects take, had after them. ओके, सब्जेक्ट्स नंतर काय येतं, कुठल्याही प्रकारच्या सब्जेक्ट नंतर काय येतं, हॅड येतं, जेव्हा आपण ते पास्ट मध्ये दाखवतो तेव्हा. ओके, आणि एक्झाम्पल इज आय हॅड कार, माझ्याकडे कार होती. आता आहे का, असेल किंवा नसेल. ओके, सो इन द प्रेझेंट टेन्स I haven't any car. Okay, but in the past I had car, माझ्याकडे कार होती. or I had not car, or I did not have car. Okay, असं आपण म्हणू शकतो in the past. And for any subject, I, we, you, he, she, it, they, someone, somebody, we have to use had only. hadच वापरायचं फक्त. Talking about the possession in the future or ownership in the future, when we are going to form the sentences of ownership or possession in the future. Okay, in the future, that might be our assumptions. Okay, but for showing them, we have to use subject plus shall have or will have plus noun or noun phrase. This is the sentence structure for the sentence showing the possession in the future or ownership in the future. Okay, subject plus shall have or will have. Okay, subject plus shall have or will have plus noun or noun phrase. So in the future, if I want to assume about the future, मी जर assumption करत असेल future मध्ये माझ्याकडे काय असेल, तर I will tell that I will form the sentence like I shall have a bungalow. I shall have a bungalow in Pune, or I shall have a bungalow in Mumbai in the future or after 5 years. Okay, this is the assumed future. आपण हे काय केलं, assume केलं फ्युचर मध्ये माझ्याकडं ही गोष्ट असेल, फ्युचर मध्ये माझ्याकडे ती गोष्ट असेल. नाऊ आय एम नॉट हॅव्हिंग अ बंगलो, or I am not an owner of the bungalow in Pune or Mumbai. Okay, but I will have or I shall have a bungalow in Mumbai or Pune or Hyderabad or Delhi in future time. भविष्य काळात माझ्याकडं बंगलो असतील, कुठं, पुण्यामध्ये किंवा मुंबईमध्ये किंवा हैदराबादमध्ये किंवा दिल्लीमध्ये. ओके, सो दिस शोज दॅट आय हॅव ॲज्युम्ड अ फ्युचर. ओके, मी काय केलं इथं, की माझ्याकडे या गोष्टीचा ताबा असेल किंवा माझ्याकडं I will have or I shall have the ownership of that bungalow, or I shall have that ownership of that car Lamborghini in future. Okay, so this is the assumption of the future. And how to assume it? We have to assume it, or we have to assume the ownership in future with the help of this structure, that is subject plus shall have or will have plus noun or noun phrase. So here in the noun, in the place of the noun or in the place of the noun phrase, put any of the noun. काहीही तुम्ही इथं put करू शकता, कुठलंही noun. In future, I shall have whatever the things, luxurious things. Okay, I shall have 10 acres land. I shall have PhD. Okay, I shall have PhD in my hands, PhD certificate in my hands. Okay, so take any of the noun or noun phrase here to form the sentences. So in the last lecture we were up to this point. Okay, so इथपर्यंत आपलं आलं होतं. हे समजलं होतं का तुम्हाला? Is it understood by you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today we are going to uh, look at the sentences or simple tenses which are denoting the actions. Okay, we are going to discuss about the simple tenses which are denoting the actions. आता आपण या ह्याच्यामध्ये काय बघणार आहोत तर chart of the supporting verbs and the sentence structure which is used for denoting the actions in the present, in the past, or in the future, that we are going to discuss in the today's lecture. So in the present tense, for denoting the actions we use do or does. आपण कुठलंही action denote करण्यासाठी whatever that actions we are going to denote that actions we have to use do or does. Okay, आपण do किंवा does चा use करतो for showing or denoting the actions in the present, in the past, or in the future. Okay, so in the present tense for denoting the action we use do. Okay, or does. आपण प्रेझेंट मध्ये ज्या ऍक्शन्स दाखवतो त्या कशाने दाखवतो आयदर वी यूज डू or we can use or we have to use does. Okay, and when to use do and when to use does, that we are going to discuss now. So do is used after plural subjects. Okay, do is used after प्लुरल सब्जेक्ट्स. प्लुरल सब्जेक्ट नंतर आपण डू वापरतो or plural pronouns. Okay, keep in mind that do is used after plural pronouns and does is used after singular pronouns. Okay, does is used after singular pronouns. So in the singular, in the plural pronouns, there comes I, we, you, they, all, these, those. म्हणजे these students or those students. So do is used after I. I do, we do, you do, they do, all do, these students do, those students do. So do is used after the plural pronouns or plural subjects. And when to use does? Does is used after singular pronouns or singular subject. Okay, when to use does? Does we have to use it after singular pronoun or singular subject. Okay, and what are the singular subjects? He, she, it, someone, somebody, no one, nobody, this, that. So this is also the singular. Okay, this is a pain or this was a pain, that is a pain. Okay, so does is used after third person singular pronouns. We have to clearly notify that he, she, it, these are the third person singular pronouns, and after these all pronouns he, she, it, we have to use does. Okay, he does, she does, it does, someone does, somebody does, no one does, nobody does, this does, that does. Okay, so subject and the structure for the formation of the sentence for denoting the action is subject plus do or does plus MV1 plus object or complement. This is the sentence structure. ओके. सब्जेक्ट पहिल्यांदा सब्जेक्ट येतो, त्यानंतर येतं डू किंवा डज. जर तो सब्जेक्ट प्ल्युरल असेल, ओके, तो जर सब्जेक्ट प्ल्युरल असेल, आय वी यू दे असा असेल, दीज दोज असा असेल, तर आपण वापरतो डू. ओके. And when it is plural, when it is singular subject, okay, for example, he, she, it, someone, somebody, we have to use does. Okay. The exception for it is for do. In the do, when you I is also the singular subject, but for I we have to use do. Okay. This is the exception. फक्त आपण do I नंतरच फक्त do वापरतो. बाकी सगळे प्लुरल जे आहेत सब्जेक्ट त्यांच्या पुढे आपण do वापरतो. बाकीचे सगळे जे सिंग्युलर सब्जेक्ट आहेत, फॉर एक्झाम्पल ही, शी, इट, ओके, समवन, समबडी, वी हॅव टू यूज डज. ओके. फक्त आय हे सोडलं तर बाकीचे सगळे थर्ड पर्सन सिंग्युलर प्रोनाउन्स आहेत, ही, शी, इट, त्यांच्या पुढे आपण वापरतो डज. ओके. सो दिस इज द डिफरन्स. सब्जेक्ट प्लस डू ऑर डज प्लस MV1 आणि त्यानंतर वापरतो आपण व्हर्बचा पहिला फॉर्म किंवा फर्स्ट फॉर्म, नॉट टू फॉर्म. ओके. इन्फिनेटिव्ह फॉर्म नाही, पहिला फॉर्म किंवा प्रेझेंट फॉर्म. ओके. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, लेट्स look at the example. The example is I do solve problems. Here when we use this word, okay, or when we have to use the verb in the present form, generally we omit these this auxiliary verb, that is do. Okay. I solve problems. आपण काय करतो तर do, I do solve problem असं म्हणतो का, तर जनरली आपण तसं म्हणत नाही. ओके. आपण काय करतो, I solve problems, मी काय करतोय तर मॅथ्सचे प्रॉब्लेम्स असतील ते काय करतो, सोडवतो, सॉल्व. ओके. I solve problems. We can use do also, but it does not that much impressive. It does not become that much impressive. Okay. I solve problems. This is the impressive sentence. I do solve problems. When we are asserting something, then we have to use it. Okay. I do solve problems. You can use any structure. Okay. Then we do solve problems or we solve problems. We can take any of these. You solve problems or you do solve problems. This is also correct. Okay. So do is omitted, or do we have to omit, or we have to keep as it is. Okay. There is no difference between these two sentences. Then for he, she, it, we have to use does. Okay. He does solve problems or he solves problems. Okay. We can form any of these two sentences. कुठल्याही प्रकारे आपण सेंटेन्स फॉर्म करू शकतो. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, he solves problems, but generally in daily use we have to use I or I solve problems, he solves problems, or we can say that in general use we use or we do not use do. आपण do चा वापर करत नाही किंवा does चा वापर करत नाही. आपण काय करतो तर ते त्या वर्ब मध्ये आपण ऍड करतो. ओके. we add that do or does in that verb in the present form. Okay. For example, he does solve problems असं आपण म्हणतो का, we cannot say this or we don't say this. we say that he solves. We add es suffix, okay, to solve. He solves problems. So in this way, we do the sentences, or we form the sentences. So this is about the simple present, which is used for denoting the sentences, or for denoting the actions in the present tense. Let's see whatever what's at the last of this chart. Yes, habitual actions, universal truths, scientific truths, routines, or fixed timetables. So this structure, okay, this is the sentence structure, that is subject plus do or does plus mv1 plus object or complement. This sentence structure, we generally use it for denoting or showing the habitual actions. आपल्या सवयीच्या गोष्टी आपण दर्शवण्यासाठी, दाखवण्यासाठी, for denoting them we use this tense. Okay, for denoting the habitual actions, or for showing the habitual actions, universal truths. Universal truths, whatever the universal truths are there. For example, the sun rises in the east. सूर्य पूर्वेला उगवतो. Sun sets in the west. sun पश्चिमेला मावळतो. Okay, the earth swings, or earth swings around the sun. earth, पृथ्वी जी आहे ती काय करते, सूर्याभोवती फिरते. ओके, or it rotates around its axis, किंवा पृथ्वी तिच्या ऍक्सिस भोवती फिरते. ओके, these are the habitual actions or universal truths. These are the universal truths. Can we change it? आपण चेंज करू शकतो का? सूर्य पूर्वेकडे मावळतोय, पूर्वेकडे उगवतोय. If the sun is rising in the east direction, can we change it? आपण चेंज करू शकतो का त्याची डायरेक्शन?
No.
नाही करू शकत. ओके, दॅट्स वाय दे आर कॉल्ड ॲज द युनिव्हर्सल ट्रूथ्स. त्यामुळेच आपण त्यांना म्हणतो युनिव्हर्सल ट्रूथ्स. ओके, सो फॉर शोईंग द युनिव्हर्सल ट्रूथ्स, habitual actions, like whatever the habitual actions you do in the daily life, that is waking up in the morning. Okay, I wake up in the morning, or he wakes up in the morning at 5 o'clock. Then I brush my teeth. मी brush करतो. Then I take my breakfast in the 8 o'clock. I take my breakfast at 8 o'clock. मी 8 वाजता माझा ब्रेकफास्ट घेतो. किंवा if we are using it about, or about telling the habitual action of your friend, then you will say that he wakes up early in the morning at 5 o'clock. He then takes bath, then he eats. Okay, he eats breakfast, he drinks tea. Okay, then in the afternoon he takes lunch. Okay, and in the night, okay, or in the evening he takes dinner. Okay, so these are that person's habits. कुठल्याही हॅबिट्स दर्शवण्यासाठी आपण त्याला म्हणतो habitual actions. For showing the habitual actions, we show it with the simple present tense. Simple present tense ना आपण कुठल्याही habitual actions दाखवतो. Whatever universal truths are there, for example, rising of sun in the east. Okay, flowing or moving of earth around the sun, these are the universal truths. Okay, so we show them with the present tense, simple present tense. And the structure, like the earth moves around the sun rises in the east, the sun sets in the west. Okay, whatever scientific truths are there. Okay, for example, the scientific truth like yes, oil, edible oil, okay, or whatever oil, okay, oil floats on water. This is the scientific truth. Okay, हे काय आहे तर scientific truth आहे. Oil floats on water. This is the scientific truth. So for showing this or for telling about this, we have to use simple present tense. That is, we have to add yes or es suffix when this subject is third person singular and oil is third person singular subject. It is used for is that. Okay, we have to use it as the pronoun for oil. Okay, so for showing the universal truths, for showing the habitual actions, for showing the scientific truths also, like oil floats on water, we can denote it with the simple present tense and the structure, like we have to add yes or es suffix, or we have to add do or does in the main verb. Okay, आता oil does flow on water. इथं मी काय केलंय तर त्याची फोड केली. ओके, मी वाटणी केली त्या वर्बची. कुठल्या वर्बची तर ऑइल फ्लोट्स ऑन वॉटर. तेल हे पाण्यावर तरंगतं. ओके, आय हॅव डिवायडेड दॅट वर्ड or I have make division. I have made the division of that verb, that is floats. What is the division of that? Float or does plus float. Okay, तर does plus float याच्याऐवजी मी काय वापरलं तर फ्लोट्स वापरलं. ओके, ऑइल डज फ्लोट ऑन वॉटर असं म्हणण्यापेक्षा मी म्हणलं ऑइल फ्लोट्स ऑन वॉटर. ओके, so this is the scientific truth and we have to show it or denote it with the present form of the verb. Okay, then routines or fixed timetables. For showing the routines, whatever routines you have, I go to college early in the morning at 9 o'clock. This is my routine. Okay, or he goes to college early in the morning at 9 o'clock. This is that person's routine or fixed timetables. So for showing the habitual actions, universal truths, scientific truths, routines and fixed timetable, we use the present tense, simple present tense. Okay, so this is about the present. For showing the past, okay, actions, whatever actions that have happened in the past. Okay, whatever the actions that happened in the past, for showing them we have to use past tense. Okay, past tense structure of the verb, simple past tense structure of the verb. That is, we have to add did in the verb. Okay, and the sentence structure that we can use for showing the actions in the past. Okay, or for denoting the actions in the past, the sentence structure is subject plus did plus mv1 plus object or complement. Okay, subject plus did plus mv1, that is first form of the verb. Okay, plus object or complement, or we can merge did in the main verb, that is we have to add ed suffix in the main verb. Okay, how to merge did in the main verb? Just we have to add ed suffix to the main verb. Okay, so subject plus did plus mv1 plus object or complement. This is the sentence structure. And did is used for all the subjects. कुठल्याही subject साठी आपण वापरतो did. Okay, for example, I, we, you, he, she, it, they, someone, somebody, no one, nobody, everyone, everybody, this, that, all these, those. For any subject we can use did. Okay, did कुठल्याही सब्जेक्टला आपण वापरतो. I did solve problems असं आपण म्हणतो. Either we say like this or we will say like I solved problems. I did solve problems किंवा I solved problems. You can choose any structure, but generally we use ed, that is we add ed suffix in the main verb and form the sentence. Okay, we did solve problems or we solved problems. She solved problems, he solved problems, all solved problems. Okay, many solved problems, nobody solved problems. सगळ्यांनी सोडवले, कुणीही सोडवले नाहीत. Okay, so past tense, simple past tense or the verb of the past tense is used for denoting the actions happened in the past. Okay, भूतकाळात ज्या क्रिया झालेल्या आहेत, ज्या घटना घडलेल्या आहेत, त्या दाखवण्यासाठी आपण वापरतो सिंपल पास्ट सेंटेन्सचं स्ट्रक्चर. ओके, इज इट अंडरस्टूड? समजलं का हे सगळ्यांना? समजतंय?
Yes.
Yes. And for the future, in the future, okay, for the future we have to use shall or will. Shall किंवा will आपण वापरतो. And when we use shall for I and we. I and we साठी आपण वापरतो shall आणि will हे आपण वापरतो you, he, she, it, they, someone, somebody, no one, nobody, this, that, all, these, those. Okay, so will is used, will plus main verb. Okay, and not only will. Okay, फक्त will नाही वापरत आपण. For showing the simple sentence or simple future tense sentence, we use shall or will plus main verb. Okay, shall or will plus main verb. The sentence structure, let's see the sentence structure. This is subject plus shall or will plus main verb plus object plus complement. This is the sentence structure. For example, let's see the examples. I shall solve problems. मी प्रश्न सोडवले असते. This is the future. Okay, predicting the future or assuming the future. Okay, I shall solve problems. मी प्रश्न सोडवले असते किंवा मी त्याच्या समस्या आहेत त्या सोडवल्या असत्या. or we shall solve problems किंवा आम्ही ते प्रश्न सोडवले असते. So for I and we use shall, and will is used for remaining all, that is he, she, someone, somebody, no one, nobody. Okay, you, they, all will solve problems. तर will आपण वापरतो रिमेनिंग सगळ्या वर्ब्स सब्जेक्टला. ओके, shall आपण वापरतो फक्त I आणि we च्या पुढे. Whatever the planned actions, for showing the planned actions. Okay, for showing the planned actions we use simple future tense or verb of future tense, that is simple future tense. I shall solve problems. मी प्रश्न सोडवेन. Okay, वी शॅल सॉल्व प्रॉब्लेम्स, आम्ही प्रश्न सोडवू. दिस इज द प्लॅनड ऍक्शन, म्हणजे भूतकाळात ते ऍक्शन करेन अशा पद्धतीने आपण म्हणतो. ओके, इज दिस अंडरस्टूड? इज दिस टेबल अंडरस्टूड बाय यू? समजला हा टेबल?
Yes.
Okay, so let's stop here because only 3 minutes has left, but I have to take attendance first. Okay, I will mark the attendance first, then you can leave this meeting. Division D. Okay. Date 10. 58 students are present means 5 are absent. 5 students are absent. Okay. One roll number 2. चालू एकच मिनिट. Okay, so roll number 2, roll number 36, roll number 38, 39, 41, and 53. These are the absent roll numbers. Is anybody present from these? कोणी प्रेझेंट आहेत का या रोल नंबर पैकी? रोल नंबर 2, रोल नंबर 36, 38, 39, 41, 53. These are the absent roll numbers. Okay. So, all right, we'll end this meeting here. Okay. Thank you for joining. You will have to join to your next lecture. I think Yashpal sir is there for the next lecture. Okay. Thanks for joining.